Hi all, I hope till now whatever the questions which we have done, all of you have understood that very nicely, right? So no doubts related to them as of now. So now let's move ahead to solving some other next few more questions. So our strategy remains same, that our error spotting questions are mostly about finding the error in number of sentences. It could be like a bunch of sentences will be given and then you have to find out the error or errors in that particular sentence. See, now many students, they come and say, ma'am, pattern is changing. They are asking multiple errors in one sentence itself. That is fine, perfectly fine. Error spotting is all about your concepts. If your basics are strong and you have an eye for your identification of your errors, then definitely whether there are one error or two errors or three errors, you will be able to figure it out. Now at this beginning stage itself, if I bombard you with two or three errors, right now your concepts are not clear, then how will you solve them? So figure it out, think about it, what all the kind of errors and how the error could be created. And we have already discussed what are the topics which we have to keep it in our mind. Fine, let's move ahead. The company has appointed. Always look for each and every part. Who has appointed? The company. Subject verb agreement is there, perfectly fine. Appointed whom? Consultants. The object, to help them increase its revenue. So who has to increase? To help whom? To help whom? This them refers to whom? Find it out. So them refers to whom? Yes. The them refers to the company, right? Who has come to who has to increase the revenue? The company has to increase the revenue. Company is in the singular noun. So if a singular noun is there, how can you use a plural pronoun over here? I keep on telling you always that consistency has to be there. So is there a consistency? No. We don't need them over here. We need it. Get rid of C and D. Find B. Next one. Having been deprived from its homes. So who have been deprived from its homes? See, homes. So having been. So having is a plural form. Right? It's a plural form. So definitely the subject must be plural only. So how exactly we can have its home? So it has to be their home. Always look for the consistency. If a noun is not given, definitely some other pronoun will be given. Figure it out that one pronoun is consistent with the other pronoun or not. Simple. Get rid of B, C and D and mark answer as A. Next one. Government and business houses must reduce. So who must reduce? Governments and business houses. So governments and business houses is what kind of the subject? They are the compound subject. That is subject number 1, subject number 2. Two subjects are there. So obviously a plural noun or a plural pronoun must be needed. Its own energy use. Now this its is referring to whom? To both government and the business. Two subjects are there, so they are plural. Right? How can you use singular? There is no consistency. I told you a pronoun must be consistent with the noun to which it refers in terms of numbers. Right? So it has to be what? Their own energy use. I need a there over here. Fine. Get rid of A, C and D. Fine. Mark B as the right answer. Next question. John and I and Hari. So the moment I read this, something I understand that John and Hari are the third person. I is the first person. So I have not learnt anything where I mark the first, third, it has to be either two parts. If it is the positive situation, then I will have the second person, third person and the first person. If it is a negative situation, I will definitely have negative situation. I'll have the first, second and third. I will never have like all the persons when they are mentioned in any sentence starting with third. So there itself, no need to even read B, C and D. I clearly know this. So better learn this structure and you have to learn it. There are certain things I keep on telling you. Concepts either memorize, understand. This is understanding, right? Look at it, understand. Repeatedly a question is coming on this. The moment you see John, I, you know there is an error. Move ahead to the next question. The players whom we have selected for our team. The players whom we have selected for our team are young and ambitious, right? So now you are selecting someone. You are selecting from many. I have already told you previously also, whom will be referring to single, right? Now we are talking about plurals. So when it is plural, we will use which. Even though we are referring to people, if we are referring to plural things, we have to use which. So it cannot be players which we have selected. So it should be which. So get rid of B, C and D and A is your right answer. Next, move to the next question. His efforts will bring him more success. Whose efforts? His efforts. What will bring? The efforts will bring him more success. Till here. Fine. Then your. So then your, is it fine over here? Do you really need the possessive adjective over here? So you are comparing. See, now one clue over here is whenever you see THAN, the moment you see then there is a comparison. This is something you have to remember. Whenever then is there, that time comparison. And you have to compare the like items. You are comparing the efforts, which is the subject noun. So you can compare a subject to subject, object to object. Now here it is a possessive pronoun. Can you really compare a effort with the your thing? It's just your what? Then your effort, it makes sense. Either you should write your effort or you can say just yours. When you say yours also, it will make sense. So here there is an error. Get rid of this. Mark C as the answer. Move to the next question. He doesn't know to swim. So what's the error in this? He doesn't know to swim. So we never say like this. There are certain ways. That is the register error or a diction error. We never say he doesn't know to swim. He doesn't know how to swim. What you say? He doesn't know how to drive a car. He doesn't know how to ride a bicycle. So you will never say he doesn't know to swim, he doesn't know to drive a car, he doesn't know to ride a bicycle. You have to put how, right? So that's how. C is the error. We'll get rid of D also and our answer is C. Next. Neither of the two friends has got their money back. Now there is referring to whom? There is referring to neither. Neither is always singular. Right? So when neither is always singular, how can you mark it there? It has to be neither of the two friends has got his or her money back. Clear? Consistency between the pronouns. Next question. All the dresses looked good. That's fine. All the dresses looked good. Fine. And so, I bought all of it. Now here, till here everything is fine. I bought all of it. It is a pronoun. It refers to dresses. Consistency is not there. Dresses is plural. This is singular. So now you should understand and identify that whenever a pronoun is there, I have to look for the noun or a pronoun to which it refers. And the consistency has to be there in the form of singular, singular, plural, plural. This is something by solving so many questions of similar types. One concept should be there in your mind and it should become your second nature. Now if they give 2-3 errors also, you will be able to solve it. Right? Because see, your exams patterns are always changing. It's very unpredictable. What exactly they will ask, what they will not ask. So you should know the logic as well as the rule behind it. Right? So we know that these sections are very, very, English section is like, it's always unpredictable. Last year also the paper was unpredictable. Mains paper was unpredictable. Suddenly certain new things they have asked in the mains, right? Which students were not knowing. So now why you get confused? Because your concepts are not clear. Now if your concepts are clear, kaise bhi, how much soever I twist and round and ask the question, concepts will remain same. They will never change. First thing you should remember. Second thing what you should remember, they are testing us in terms of grammar. Abhi grammar to will remain same. No, this is grammar what I am teaching you. I am teaching my son who is in the 5th standard. So the grammar which you have started learning from, of course, 4th or 5th standard onwards, where you started learning about subject verb agreement, till your 12th standard, whatever you have learned, or maybe till 10th standard, the same grammar. Now you have finished your graduation, you are looking forward for a job, you are looking for a competitive exam. Grammar is not changing. The way they ask the question is changing. So have a strong hold over the concepts. There are certain things which you have to understand, certain things you have to memorize. Do that hard work. Fine. Let's move ahead to the next question. Those people who do not work hard. See, very, coincidence, or see, you can say planned also, right? Here I am talking about the hard work and working hard and preparing for the exam. In this question, abhi this has come the hard work, right? So think, God also wants you to work hard and clear your exams and get a wonderful job, right? So let's solve this question. Those people who do not work hard. So those people, it's plural, fine, who do not work hard, they do not succeed in life. Now, do you really need they over here? There was a rule which I told you. After the subject, if you have a phrase which is describing these people. So here we have a phrase or a clause like who do not work hard. Right? This entire clause is describing my subject people who do not succeed in life. People. Do is the plural form of the verb. So why do I need they over here? So if I put they, this sentence will become incomplete. Right? Remember the rules. I am pretty sure in the previous slides itself, we have done almost 3 questions similar to this. So when this type of the question now 4th time it has appeared, you should be very quick enough to figure it out, right? So the answer is D. The point is immediately after the subject, you have a word or a phrase or a clause describing that noun, and then you have a verb. You don't need a pronoun over there. So our answer is C. Next question. He bathed himself. Now when we were discussing about the reflexive pronouns, I told you for those pronouns which are used generally for themselves, we don't put the reflexive pronoun over here. Himself is not. This is something which the person will do for himself only. So this is itself is an error. If you know the concept, the moment you read, you know and you get your answer. Clear? Next one. Even those which have no previous work experience have applied for this job. Now, we are referring to whom? We are referring to people. So, how can we say which? Are we really choosing something? No, we are not choosing something. So, it has to be who. Who is the subject pronoun? So, who have no previous experience? Who. So, our answer is A, B, C and D. We will get rid of. Next question. He talked over the phone. Fine, perfectly fine. For hours together. Who really irritated his parents? So now who refers to people we know? Now are we really referring to people? What is irritating his parents? His act of talking on phone, right? So this who is referring to one activity. So when it is referring to an activity of talking over phone, can I really use who over there? No, I need which over there. Right? Again, basic concepts. Next, instead of laying off the workers, the company decided to ask them to avail voluntary retirement. So, what do you think? Is there any error over here? So, the company who has decided, see, instead of laying off the workers, it's fine, the phrase. Who has decided to avail voluntary retirements? It's a verb. Who has decided? Company, right? It's a subject. Company has decided to ask whom? Themselves, right? It cannot be them. It has to be themselves. Why we are using themselves? Because it is referring to the workers. The company asked themselves to voluntary retirement. So here it will be C. Next questions. Now 2 sisters shouted at one another. This one another, the moment I know, I have learned only 2 were there. Each other is used for 2. One another is used for 3 or more. How many are there? Only 2. So I don't need one another. I need each other. B is my right answer. Learn this. There is no shortcut. कोई shortcut नहीं, आपको याद करना पड़ेगा. Each other means 2, one another means 3 or more. Next question. We must supplement our diet with vitamins and minerals in order to keep oneself fit. So we must and all. Here I am talking about we. How can I talk about self? There is no consistency. I keep on telling you one. If we have we, then it has to be ourselves, right? For we will have the ourselves. I cannot have this. So for we will have ourselves. I cannot have oneself over here. Consistency has to be there. So my right answer will be C. Next question. Mr. Pratap being a good teacher. Again the same rule. Being a good teacher is telling something more about Mr. Pratap. Is selective is the verb. In between the subject and the verb, I have a phrase which is describing a noun. Do I really need a pronoun? No. Get rid of she. Then only this part will be error free. My answer is B. This rule I have already mentioned 5 times before. Please learn. So which means it's an important rule. Next. The poor man poisoned him and his own children. Now whom? Him cannot refer to poor man. If I am referring to poor man, it has to be poisoned himself. When subject and the object are same, that time we have to use the reflexive pronoun. So here B will be the right answer and we will move ahead to the next question. It was in 2006 that we first flew to the US. What is the error in this? Yes, think. You are referring what? That. That refers to things. Here we are referring to what? 2006 is what time? Always remember, when refers to time, where refers to place, who and whom refers to people, and which can refer to anything, right? It could refer to things also. It can refer to things plus people, anything. So learn karo bhai, remember. So get rid of everything and B is the right answer. Next question. I was driving under the bridge perfectly fine when a football, so I was driving under the bridge when a football, that was a time, right? So it is fine. Hit mine window. Mine is the possessive adjective. And we have learned many times that this noun is there before the noun. Mine is the possessive, my is the possessive adjective and mine is the possessive pronoun. So when noun is there, I need a possessive adjective my, not this mine, right? So your answer will be C. Next, you and I have improved a lot in English. So who have improved? You and I. Perfectly fine with this, right? In English is fine. After joining
anywhere, any place and on the go. Come, let us go the other way in learning. Download our revolutionary app for free AMC.